Hello, everybody. I hope you are all fine and well with your families and beloved ones. It's Friday, 3rd of April, 2020. It's about 3 a.m. in the morning, and I am doing that as usual on my phone, so no editing and so on. So, what comes to the heart and what I have been trying to deliver to you as an update about the situation in Palestine in general, but in Bethlehem and in Aida refugee camp more specific. To start with, I wanted to thank all those people who donated to support us in this situation, whether they were writing or sending financial support or sending prayers or calling and so on, whether they are local or international. We are deeply thankful to generosity of people in countries which has been hit heavily with this coronavirus in France, in Italy, in Spain, in the UK, in the United States of America, and in other places, in Switzerland and so on, in Belgium. And we are thankful for the generosity of local people who have been helping the community to stand on its feet in such a tragic situation. Now, the number of infected cases in Palestine have reached 160, and it has risen in the last, it has increased in the last few days because of arrival of new groups of workers who were working on the Israeli side. Some of them have been infected, some of them have not shown any signs of infection, and most of those who arrived have not been tested for the virus because of lack of possibility to do the testing. There is more than 20,000 people who are in home quarantine, and those who are declared infected had been in Palestinian Authority dedicated areas in each governorate, in each city, to be in adequate quarantines. And I guess there is an anticipation of another increase in the virus around the 6th of April, as the Israelis will send all workers to their homes because of Easter holidays on their side. So there would be hundreds, if not thousands, of people returning home with not really any answer about if they were infected or not. So the Palestinian Authority had to deal with this, which probably will be beyond its possibilities, even though until today the Palestinian Authority have shown huge professionalism in how they dealt. In Bethlehem area, we were very lucky with the team that we have as emergency response in Bethlehem Governorate generally, and in Aida refugee camp particularly. And the emergency team has been able to distribute disinfectants to all families in Aida refugee camp, and spraying the streets and institutions, mosques, churches, and so on, all around. And since the beginning, there was procedures with the government, with municipalities, with the emergency response team in Bethlehem Governorate, and in local areas, in refugee camps, in villages, and so on, to try to limit the damage. Partly because if there is an expansion and spread of the infection, we will not have the medical and technical capabilities to control the disease. All over the West Bank and Gaza, we have 129 ventilators or respiratory devices. We have 160 cases. So if everybody is really sick on the same time and needs such help, respiratory help, then there is no possibility to deal with that, let alone the other people who are sick and who need such care as well. The second thing is on the positive note, that there are some initiatives to manufacture these ventilators on local level. So there has been how you call it, uh, I guess, prototypes, and in Gaza, in Hebron, and by Al-Quds University in Abu Dis, who worked on prototypes for respiratory devices. Of course, these are only prototypes for the moment, and they will need the technical capacity, the materials and pieces to build these devices on industrial level. So what capacity and how many they can produce is still uncertain. But it is a positive note in that sense, to create for the local creativity also to work on. Um, the challenges actually are on different levels. So on one side, there is this medical possibility to host all the new cases, and hopefully we will not have much more, but you never know because of the lack of testing. So there are possibilities that there are silent infected people, and there are probably carriers who do not show any symptoms, and then the symptoms appear on other people, and so on. It's like everywhere in the world, a lot of precautions, but sometimes cases escape the control one way or the other. The other issue is with the Israeli incursions that are still happening, unfortunately, and do a lot of damage. And there was an article and videos showing Israeli soldiers spitting on cars and on homes and so on. Settlers profiting from this self-curfew on one side, or the curfew forced by the Israeli military on Bethlehem and all over the West Bank and Gaza, of course, to do a lot of vandalism and attacking fields and destroying these vegetables and so on, or even cut trees. And so, unfortunately, added to the virus attacks are these occupation attacks. Um, Generally speaking, I think we feel blessed and lucky with local and international support, and we are looking at other cases where the virus have diffused hugely, and we feel that we are in better situation. So we pray that everybody will be healthy and safe all over the world. We have you on our hearts and in our thoughts and in our prayers, and we hope that we will pass this test all together with a great success, and that all those who are separated will come again together and be reunited. All those beloved ones who we don't have with us today, hopefully we will be together tomorrow. And on Aida refugee camp level, I guess we are still, alhamdulillah, very lucky not to have any cases of infected people. We have still some families, new workers who arrived, who are in self quarantine, most of them. Some of them is resistant to that. Unfortunately, I'm trying to do our best with the Popular Committee and the emergency response team, with the between the Popular Committee and institutions in Aida refugee camp, and the also emergency response team in the Governorate of Bethlehem, to advise them to respect the precautions and so on for their to defend themselves and defend others as well. There has been beautiful initiatives from the local community. As I said before, I guess that some people who rent their house to other families have forgave them from not paying the rent for March and hopefully April. There are some shops which put vegetables and basic materials for food that people can take whatever they need, and hopefully they respect that others might be needy as well. So just take what you need, what you need. And some people have been going to some shops where people have debts and cover part of that debt for them and so on. So an amazing spirit of solidarity and showing the beauty of these human beings and so on. Uh, Still, there is a lot of issues to deal with daily workers and those who work a day have the money for that day, and those who don't will not have any. So uh, it has been 27, 28th day with today with quarantine in Bethlehem area. And yesterday, the Palestinian Authority has declared that they will extend this to the 6th of May as the anticipation of the workers who are coming back around the 6th of April and so on. So another month, so 2 months of quarantine, which gives a lot of pressure and stress for a lot of people, especially for children. There are cases which need daily medicine. There are chronically sick people. There is some others who did operations and they need also extensive care and so on. We have to deal with a lot of things as emergency response team in Aida refugee camp. And luckily, until today, there was a huge success with this team, amazing team working, trying to respond to the needs and trying to help people keep their dignity and not be needy. But of course, the resources are limited, and we all try to do our best to make the best for everybody. We hope that with our partners and friends and supporters, we will pass together this huge challenge and that nobody will be left alone. Uh, I hope that all the people who have been sick, and some of them are my friends in France, in Spain, in UK, in the United States of America, in Italy, and so on. Some artists I know, some clowns I know, some academics, theater people, and so on. Uh, it's heartbreaking to see some of these people in such situation. Yet also it's a way maybe to get connected better to each other and share our solidarity and fraternity and humanity and be united in thoughts, in prayers, and in our struggle to make this world better. So hopefully you are in a situation where you will be better. And that if you are suffering, you are not alone. And maybe that gives us a little bit of modesty to think about those who suffer on daily basis. Those refugees who are living under the tents in no man's land and rejected by everybody. Those who are homeless in their own countries and probably die alone and nobody think about them. Those who are chased away and harassed and attacked because they are of a different color or a different religion or a different ethnicity or whatever. The world is too small to have hatred and not big enough to have love. So fill it with love, and hopefully we will be better human beings after this common suffering, common feeling of being confined, common feeling of being incapable of resisting against such small miniature uh, creature, which is dead creature unless it is in your body. And hopefully this would give our politicians a time to rethink about the future of their countries, and that not everything can be solved with the biggest weapons that you have or biggest machines you can build. But the human is more important than all the machines you built, all these buildings you built, all these industries. And it's the human behind all this development and evolution, not the businesses. So best wishes for everybody. We are with you with our prayers, with our thoughts, with our hopes that we will be united soon. Be well, dear friends, and best of luck. And despite that, all those who have been hoping to come, whether it's for activities or visits or so on, those who wanted to stay in our guest house or whatever and has to cancel, those who were hopefully to co-create something together and to tour with our shows in Turkey and in France and Belgium this summer and so on. It would be uh, everything has been cancelled almost, and I don't know for the tour if we will cancel it or not in the summer, but as we will be going under quarantine until the 6th of May, so it would be really challenging to finish on time all the rehearsals and technical needs for our show. So probably it would be cancelled as well. But anyway, we thank all those who have trust in us, and hopefully we will be able to postpone this for better performances, better working together, and better friendship together with all what we are facing today. It will make us stronger and more united. Be well, my friends, be safe, and God bless you all.